¿Cómo estás, Kinsey? How's your day been? Bien? Okay. I know you're sometimes it's hard for you to hear me, so I'm going to chat something to you, okay, real quick, and then just let me know if you have a question. Isadora, how are you today? Kinsey, let me know if that makes any sense. Or if you have a question. Isadora, how's your day? Good? Yeah. Well, it looks like a nice sunny day for you all. We have another overcast. We've had quite a few kind of overcast days, which I don't mind. It's spring, right? That's how kind of how they're supposed to be. Yes, I do too. Why is that, Isadora? Why is it the list is ever growing? I agree. I agree. It's like you scratch one thing off the list and then two more pop on, right? Does that make sense, Kinsey? Yeah. Okay. We have about 3 minutes left, and I will wait until we get a few more folks in class before I launch the Zoom poll. Okay, you guys? So maybe if you want to check your emails, if you want to check your grades, if you want to check your VHL, whatever, you have some time. Oh, did you guys make sure that you did the quiz from last week, that quiz on 8-1 and 8-2? What day did we do that? Was it last week? Let me look. Quiz on La Geografía. What day did we do that? Let me see. Oh, Isadora. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so we did it Thursday, the 17th of April was the quiz on 8-1 and 8-2. So Make sure you've got that done. Several people did not. It was before testing week. I don't know. That's what I wanted to double check. Let me just see. Yeah, it was on VHL. Yep. Yes, indeed. It was. I'm so unorganized today. I have so many pieces of paper flitting around. Yes, I think you did too. Hola, Liliana. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. Okay. We were just sitting around waiting to see who was going to join us and just making sure we had all of our um all of our work caught up and blah blah blah. So let me send out a little note, see who else is going to join us today. Okay. So did you guys have a good day yesterday? All good? Yeah. Everybody's busy. Everybody has tons of stuff to do. Yes, I understand. Entiendo. Entiendo. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll. And let's just see what you come up with. Now, I don't want you to Google it or look up anything, just whatever comes off the top of your head, right? Give it a thought and then pick an answer. Okay. So it disappeared. Why? Why does it disappear? I just did it this morning. I just created this. Why does it disappear? Let me see something. All right, so here it is. I don't know why it goes away. No. Well, it disappeared on me. Disappeared on me. It's not in my saved. Let me check one more thing. No. All right, well, we'll just do it out loud. How about that, you guys? Okay, quick question. Here would have been our Zoom poll today. Okay. Who can tell me what does the verb estar mean? What does the verb estar mean? Pop it in the chat. Hola, Serenity. Estar, you guys. So my poll disappeared. I don't know where the heck it went. So we'll just do it out loud. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah. What does estar mean? Pop your ideas in the chat, por favor. Yo estoy bailando. Tú estás leyendo. What does estar mean? Good, Liliana. Hola, Jada. My poll disappeared, so we're going to do it in the chat. So check out the chat, you guys. What does estar mean? Quickly, because we need to get started today. What's your thoughts? What does the verb estar mean? Yes, it does. It means to be. Good job. Good job. It means to be. So estoy bailando, I'm dancing, right? Remember when we did that present progressive thing where we're doing something immediately, right? Ellos están, I don't know, caminando, right? They are walking. Okay. All right. All right. My next question that would have been in the poll was, I'll put it in the chat. What does tener mean? What does tener mean? It's in the chat. So pop your answers in the chat. ¿Qué quiere decir clase tener? Tener. What does that mean? That's querer. That's with the Q. Very good, Isadora. Anybody else? What is tener? Tengo un perro blanco. Tengo dos hermanos. Tengo 15 años. What is tener? Very good, Hill. Good, Isadora. Anybody else? Yes, Serenity. Muy bien. So tener, you guys, to have. To have. Okay. All right. Muy bien. Wish my poll worked, but that's okay. It disappeared on me. I probably just didn't save it correctly. You guys, you know what I'm saying. All right. Muy bien. So behind me, clase, hoy es miércoles, el 30 abril. It is the end of the month. Tomorrow starts May. And you know what May means? Clase? May is the last month of the school year, right? So we have lots of things to do. And May Day around the world and every place other than the United States is celebrated. It's a thing. People have the day off. They have a long weekend for May Day. Okay. Yes, exactly. Mayo. Muy bien. So what are we doing today? Okay. Vamos a conocer los verbos estar y tener en el pretérito, right? So we're going to do the past tense. Remember, we were working with those irregular past tenses of decir and hacer on Monday, right? To say or to tell and to do or to make. So we worked on those on Monday, right? So today we're going to add two more. We're going to add estar and tener and see what they look like. And these are so much easier, you guys. You're going to like these. Okay. These are so much easier than hacer and decir. Y también vamos a formar oraciones. Oraciones, you guys, are sentences. So I need you to stay alert because we're going to try to work on some sentences using tener and estar in the past tense. Okay, so that's our goal today, is to try to be able to use these in a sentence. Okay? All right, preguntas. Alrighty, Jada, did you happen to check the chat, please? Let me know if you saw that or if you have a question about any of that. Let me know, okay? Okay, so what I would like to do first, especially for anybody who was not here on Monday, I want us to just real quickly, we're going to do a real quick review of the two that we did on Monday. So please make sure that you can see my screen. And just as importantly, make sure that you can hear my screen. Okay, you guys? All right, so let's review real quickly what we did on Monday.
Hola, estudiantes. Up to this point, you have learned a lot about the preterite tense, regular AR, ER, and IR verbs, as well as several irregular verbs. Today, we're going to review two more irregular verbs in the preterite, decir and hacer. One thing these two verbs have in common is that their preterite stem has an I as the stem vowel. For decir, the stem is spelled D-I-J, and for hacer, the stem is H-I-C. These two verbs also share a very similar set of endings, not only with each other, but with other irregular preterite verbs you will learn. Let's take on decir first. Dije, dijiste, dijo, dijimos, dijisteis, dijeron. Notice that none of these preterite forms has a written accent. Now, look at hacer. Hice, hiciste, hizo, hicimos, hicisteis, hicieron. Notice anything strange? The third person singular form is spelled with a Z instead of a C. As always, let's see these new verbs in action. El año pasado, durante las vacaciones, no hice nada divertido. Ven a comer. Lucía hizo unas empanadas muy ricas. The verb hacer is a great tool for asking people in general what they did in the past. ¿Qué hiciste ayer? ¿Qué hicieron tú y tu familia el sábado? ¿Qué hizo usted la semana pasada? And these questions are general, so you don't have to answer them with the verb hacer.
Right. So let's take a look. So, ¿qué hiciste ayer? What did you do yesterday? Right. So you wouldn't have to use hiciste in the response. You would say, oh, I went swimming, or I, whatever you did. Right. ¿Qué hicieron tú y tu familia? What did you and your family do on Saturday? Well, we went to the park, or we went on vacation, or, whatever you did. ¿Qué hizo usted la semana pasada? What did you do last week? Hizo with the Z. Okay.
But rather with any verbs that describe your activities. ¿Qué hiciste ayer? Fui al centro comercial con Carmen. ¿Ana y Nancy te dijeron su secreto? Sí, me dijeron que mañana hay una fiesta en su casa. When you use decir to report what someone said, it is always followed by the word que. No hice la tarea anoche. ¿Está bien? No, la maestra dijo que no está bien. With a little more practice, you'll be ready to tell us about your whole childhood. But there's no time for that now. Adios. Hola, estudiantes.
So that was
Up to this.
That was a little quick review of what we did on Monday. And that video is in the module, you guys, if you needed to go back and watch it again. Okay. All right. So let's see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. So I'm going to move quickly. If you guys need me to slow down, then just tell me in the chat. Okay. So what we've been working on is Unit 8, right? Lesson 3. We had some vocab about our country, like a map, right? El país was the country, la región, la capital, el pueblo was a small town, provincia, a province, frontera, border, ciudad, big city, okay? Then we did a large practice with numbers, or practice with large numbers, I want to say. And then this is what we did on Monday, okay? All right, and then we practiced these as well together. And you guys did a great job, okay? So, okay, all right, so here's where we're starting today. Now, so we have estar, which you guys, we've already said this morning, means to be, right? And we use that to be when we're talking about location or something that is temporary, like an emotion that is temporary, okay? And then we said tener was to have. Okay, so we have to remember what they mean. Definitely have to remember what they mean, right? So let's just take a look at these real quick. And these are past tense, right? En el pasado, they are past tense. So, oops, let me get off of this. And so these are going to be much easier to remember than the ones from yesterday, okay? So let's take a look at this. we have e, iste, and o. So we have some regular, endings that we can recognize, okay? We have imos and ieron. So once again, the problem, you guys, is going to be the root or the stem. So the root or the stem for estar becomes estuv, right? That's kind of weird looking, right? E-S-T-U-V, estuv. Now that's important to remember, and you're going to see here in just a minute why, okay? Above and beyond using it correctly. So estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvieron, right? I was, you were, he or she was, we were, you all were. Okay, that's what we're talking about here. Were in the past tense. Okay, so now I'm going to erase all this. And let's look over here. Tener means to have. So we have our endings. Iste, o, same thing. Imos and ieron, right? So what do we notice? I'm not going to tell you. You guys take a look. What do we notice in terms of the root between estar and tener? Do you see something that's similar in the root of each of these verbs in the past tense? What is the root? What is the similarity? Put your ideas in the chat. Y'all need to study this a minute. It's going to help you to remember them. What is the similarity between the root of estar and the root of tener? What is the similarity? Okay, yes. I'm talking about the root now. Okay. Anybody else? Liliana, Isadora, Kinsey, Jada, Jynerical. What is the similarity in these roots here? Y'all need to study this. Take a look at the screen, please. And think about it, because by thinking about it, it'll help you to remember. What do we see? What do they have similar in their root? Come on, you guys. Think. Any thinking? All right, well, let's look here. Look what happens. Look what happens if this is estar, right? E-S-T-A-R. Look what happens if I get rid of this E-S. What happens? What happens? It turns into tener. Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. So in a way, by remembering one, yes, you're going to remember the other one. Okay? If you can remember estar, obviously starts with an ES. Okay? And so you have to add the ES to, tuve, tuviste, tuvo, which happens to be tener. Does everybody see what I see? Give me a thumbs up if you see what I see. Yes? Okay. So you see how, like, by looking at something and kind of breaking it down, it's going to help us to remember, right? It's easier to find a pattern, like I've been saying all year, right? It's easier to find a pattern than to have to memorize every word all the time. Okay. So essentially estar and tener have the same root, if you will, other than for estar, you got to add an ES. Okay. So tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvieron. And if it's estar, it's going to be estuve, estuviste, estuvo, estuvimos, estuvieron, right? Crazy stuff. Who made all this up? Right? Who made all this up? That's my question. How did this happen? Okay. All right. Muy bien. So are we ready to practice? Let's do a little quick practice, you guys. See? Okay. All right. So once again, looking here, I've given you the root or the stem. Yeah. And let's just see. Let me erase my stuff here. Hold on. Erase all. Clear my drawings. Okay, muy bien. Okay, so let's look at numero uno. Remember, this is past tense, right? We're talking about things that happened in the past. So we want to say that yesterday I was, right? I was at the house all day long. Okay, todo el día. So what is this going to look like? If it's yo, it's estuve what? Estuve. What's our ending? Estuve. Well, we need to do the preterite. So we're using this is the root or the stem, right? We're doing the past tense. So we're going to use estuve. Estuve. All right. Any questions about what we're trying to do here? So let me just type something else up here. I think it would help us. Okay. Let me just type something up here. So our endings are going to be, for yo, it's going to be an E. For tú, it's going to be iste, right? We've seen these before, iste. For the L and ella, it's going to be O, right? For nosotros, our ending is going to be imos. And then for ellos, right, it's going to be ieron. Okay, everybody with me now? So we take our root and our stem. Yo estuve en casa. I was home, right, all day long. I was home all day long. Okay? All right. How about número dos? Let's see some answers in the chat, por favor. We have nosotros and we have tener. We had an important reunion. We had an important meeting, right? Remember, it's past tense, so had. That's what we're trying to say. So what do I put in the blank? Remember what we did Monday, you guys. By typing it into the chat, it's going to help you to remember them. Okay? So what do I do for number two? We had an important reunion, an important meeting. Look here, Hill. What is my root going to be? Very good, Janerical. Anybody else? Anybody else? Come on, you guys. Thank you, Jada. Good job. Okay, Isadora, that's a great answer. Okay. All right. So let's see what we come up with. We come up with TUV, tuvimos. How is that? All right. Well, here's what we do. Take a look at my screen, please. We need to take tener, which is the original form, and we need to put it in past tense. Now, what makes these tricky, just like we did on Monday, was that our root is also going to change here. It's not just about, taking off the ER anymore, or the AR or the IR, and putting an ending in. Okay, here's the endings. We have them right here. Okay, but we also have to remember the root, because the root is going to change. They are not going to look at all like estar or tener in this case. Okay, so we take nosotros, we take our root TUV, and we add our ending imos, which I have down here. Okay, does everybody see Does everybody see that? Yes. Let me know if that's still confusing. Okay. All right. By 3. She was, is what we're trying to say. She was, right? Very nervous before the test. Ella, blank, muy nerviosa antes del examen. So it's ella. We need to use our root estuve. Very good, Janirkel. And then what ending goes with ella would be the same one that goes with L, and therefore O. So our answer, estuvo. Right. No need for the A. Okay. Right. There you go. Muy bien. Okay. Everybody with me now? See? All right. Serenity, I'd like to hear from you. Liliana, I need to hear from you. Kinsey. All right. Let's try number 4. Yes. Very good. Hill. Muy bien. All right. Let's try ellos. Our verb is tener. So we want to say they had a party last week. They had a party last week. Okay. So what is our root for tener in the past tense? It becomes TUV. It's ellos. We find the proper ending. Very good, Janirical. Anyone else? Very good, Jada. Isadora, you want to try this one? Liliana, try this one. Bill? Number 4. How do I say they had a party last Saturday? They had. Very good, Isadora. Very good, Liliana. So tuvieron, right? It's TUV. TUV. And then if we're going to use S star, we just add the ES. ESTUV. Okay. All right, let's try our last one here. You were sick last week. You were sick last week. So what do I do here? You were sick last week. Tú blank enfermo la semana pasada. You were sick. Generical? Is that like just a typo? Very good, Hill. Very good, Jada. Okay. Your cat walk on your keyboard? Mine does sometimes. Very good, Generical. Liliana, let me hear from you. Serenity, how about you? You want to try it? Liliana, what do you think? Very good. Muy bien. So, estuviste, right? Our root is ESTUV. Our ending that goes with tú is iste, and therefore estuviste. All right. Any questions? Okay. Real quick, you guys. Give me a 3, 2, 1. 3, I got it. 2, I need a lot of practice. 1, I don't have any idea what you're talking about, Mr. Bello. 3, 2, 1. All right. Thank you, Serenity. Anybody else? All right. Well, let's try. Let's continue on. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is, we're going to try and make some sentences. Okay, you guys? So let's look here. Again, we're using estar and we're using tener. Actually, let me get my screens figured out and then I'll share again with you. Okay, give me 1 second. Because I need to open something up here. Okay. All right. So remember what we're doing here, right, you guys? Oh, I just erased those endings. Remember what we're doing here, okay? We are, and I'll put them back in. We are taking this root, okay, and we're adding the appropriate ending. That's all we're doing. The only thing that's different is that we have to use these past tense endings, and that our root, you guys, is different. It's irregular. That's the whole reason why we're looking at this, right? Let me put this back in here for you. Okay. Okay. All right. So what we do is just mix and matching, right? We decide which root we need, and then we add the appropriate ending. Okay. So if we need to say I made, or you made, or we did, we're going to use TUV, and then we're going to add our root. I mean, our ending. Okay. If we're going to say I was, or we were, or whatever, then we would use estuve, and then we match it up to the appropriate ending. Okay. All right. So let's try number 1 here. And they want us to use estar. Now, what we're trying to do is make a sentence, okay, with school, something to do with school. So I'm going to go first, okay? I'm going to go first. Now, ideally, I could roll the dice, because we're supposed to be rolling the dice. We could roll the dice and I could have 2 screens open, and not lose what I have up here, but that's not going to happen. So we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Today is the old-fashioned way today, right? We couldn't launch our poll and we can't use our dice. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go first, right? Let's say I choose number 1. My verb here is estar, and then en la escuela, at school. So all I have to do is say, oh, tú, right? Tú estuviste en la escuela, or tú estuviste en la clase de español. You were at school. You were in Spanish class. Tú estuviste en la clase de español. You were. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Sí o no? See? All right. So what would it look like? Well, let me type it in here for you. Okay. I would say tú, right? Estuviste en la clase de español, right? And if I wanted to be really fancy, I could say el lunes pasado, right? Last Monday, right? You were in Spanish class on Monday. Okay. All right. Now I'm not going to tell you which one of these you have to pick. You're just going to pick either number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, but you have to use, right, you guys, you have to use the theme. You have to use the theme, either your pet, or at the movies, or a surprise, or being tired, or having a lot of work. Okay. I don't care what you choose, but you're going to put them together using the verb here. So let's pop one. I'll give you 3 or 4 minutes, whatever you need. Just pop one in the chat and let's just see what we come up with. Okay. So we're picking elements. Pick a verb, pick a number, pick a verb, pick a theme, and make a sentence. Okay. And then pop it in the chat. Okay, and I need a sentence from everybody so that I can get some feedback as to how much you're understanding these. And see, look at that. Did this not just disappear again? Let me type it again. Let me type it in again. It disappeared. Let's type it in again. Third time's a charm, I'm hoping. Okay. Woo. Okay, so pick a 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, use the verb, use the theme, make a sentence in chat. Jada, did I already ask you? Did you see my email, my chat to you when you first joined class? Did I already ask you this and did you already answer me? Okay. Okay, you guys, quickly, we have about 5 minutes. So try to put a sentence together, right? Mascota is your pet. En el cine is the movies. Una sorpresa is a surprise. Cansado is tired or cansada if you're a girl. Mucho trabajo, a lot of work, right? Liliana, beautiful. Okay, Hill, remember you need to use the irregular root and then the ending that goes with it. That's up on the screen. So your sentence is okay. You just need to fix the spelling of your verb. Okay, I still need to hear from Isadora and Jada and Jynerical and Serenity and Kinsey. Jada, you got a sentence for me? Jynerical, Serenity. Take the root or the stem that you see up on the screen and add the appropriate ending. And you pick whatever you want to say. It's your sentence. You could use they, you could use she, you can say you can use nosotros, whichever. Very good, Jada. Woohoo! Good job. Good job, Jada. Okay, Liliana, did you send me one? You did. You did. You were the first one. Okay. Jynerical, how about you, Isadora? Yes, Isadora, great job. Great job. So we have we were at the movies. Nosotros estuvimos en el cine. We have ellos tuvieron mucho trabajo la semana pasada. They did, right? Or they had, I guess, a lot of work last week. We had ellos estuvieron en el cine. They were at the movies. Did I say that one already? And yo tuve, right? Yo tuve una mascota en mi casa. I had a pet in my house. Muy bien. Muy bien. Muy bien. Right? So we have to remember what they mean also, right? I was, you were, he was, we were, they were. Or I had, you had, he had, they had, And we had. English is so weird. Isn't English weird? Yes. Muy bien, you guys. Nicely done. We have about a minute left. Tomorrow we'll do a little bit more with this. We're also going to start the last section. Oof, the last section. So please be sure to catch up on any missing assignments. We're running out of time, you guys. We're running out of time in the school year. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. Okay, but whatever it is, just reach out to me if you have a question, if you need help completing something. Yes, but this class doesn't meet every day of the week. See, that's the other thing, right? That's the other thing. All right, so we have lots to talk about. Okay, so please make sure you guys are on time and that you come to class every day ready to rock and roll. And we'll look at these again tomorrow. Okay, adios. Have a great evening. Nos vemos mañana. Okay, adios, clase. Good job. Gracias.